Artesia Bomber, and people call me the elephant in the room. You want to know why? Because I bring the controversy. Things that people don't want to talk about, subjects that others turn a blind eye to, totally ignoring the largest animal in the room. Well, not anymore. Join me each and every Friday at 2 p.m. as I host the Elephant in the Room show on WJZZ Cool TV. That's right, we're talking politics, religion, education, proposals, and so much more. Want to chime in and put your 2 cents in? Hit us up at 313-355-6018. Want to join us live in the studio? We're located in the historical Black Bottom community at 5470 Shane, Detroit, Michigan. Stay tuned to the Elephant in the Room show. I am your host, Artesia Bomber. Follow me.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Artesia Bomber, and welcome to the Elephant in the Room show. I am your host, and we're going to have a good time today. You know why? Because we're going to talk about ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! Let's say it together. Ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! Ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! Definitely a lot of lies going on. And these proposals that come up on the ballot at election time, it just goes to show you that we need to come up with our own proposals, guys. We need to have proposals because people are voting for the proposal, not the person. So that lets me know that we need to put goodies on the ballot every time one of the Republicans run for office, because that is definitely what I am. I am a Republican, for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's right. So today we want to discuss the ballot proposal 3 that was on the November 8th, 2022 general election. And we want to know why would they go through all the extremes to put Roe versus Wade back on when it was totally overruled all the way up to the highest court, Supreme Court. So I said today I'm going to take the time out to read the words, because some people just vote and they don't even know what they're voting for. A lot of people voted for the proposal because a candidate told them to. Or they're voting for a candidate and they're like, oh, this proposal goes with that candidate. Now I see why they did what they did at the elections this year. Because I know for a fact that if a Republican would have gotten to office, Secretary of State Christina Karama, if she would have got in, this initiative will be null and void by the next time, maybe a year or two. We know what time it is. You need to know too. Let's read this proposal. Let's read the summary. Proposal 22-3 would amend the state constitution to provide that every individual has a right to reproductive freedom, including the right to make and carry out pregnancy-related decisions. Abortions, guys. They just use those big fancy words. Such as those concerning prenatal care, childbirth, postpartum care, contraception, sterilization, abortion, miscarriage management, and infertility care. The state could not discriminate in enforcing the right, and it could only deny or infringe that right if advancing in the least restrictive way a compelling state interest in the health of an individual seeking care. The state could regulate abortion after the fetus is viable, but it could not, under any circumstances, prohibit an abortion that is medically indicated to protect the life, physical health, or mental health of the pregnant individual. Finally, the state could not prosecute or penalize an individual. Y'all listening? An individual based on the actual potential, alleged, or perceived outcomes of the individual's pregnancy, and could not prosecute or penalize a person for assisting a pregnant individual with their voluntary consent to exercise the right to reproductive freedom described above. My stomach hurts right now just reading this. This is just so sad how they trick people. I don't know how they can put something on the ballot that's protecting murder, because that is exactly what it is. A proposal to amend the state constitution to establish new individual right to reproductive freedom, including right to make all decisions about pregnancy and abortion. Allow state to regulate abortion in some cases and forbid prosecution of individuals exercising established right. This proposed constitutional amendment would 1. Establish new individual right to reproductive freedom, including right to make and carry out all decisions about pregnancy, such as prenatal care, childbirth, postpartum care, contraception, sterilization, abortion, miscarriage management, and infertility. 2. And now, you know what? And they put that in one bullet point, but that's a whole lot of words. That's a whole lot of mechanism going on there. But anyway, let's get to the second bullet. Allow state to regulate abortion after fetal viability, but not prohibit if medically needed to protect a patient's life or physical or mental health. Now, I don't know how an abortion is going to help somebody for mental health. That just sounds wicked right there, that they're including mental health in there. But it's okay, because that is definitely a mental decision that you have to make. Third bullet, forbid state discrimination in enforcement of this right. Prohibit prosecution of an individual or person helping a pregnant individual for exercising rights established by this amendment. And number 4, it invalidates state laws conflicting with this amendment. Should this proposal be adopted? I checked no on my ballot. I circled that dot. I was circling, probably made a hole in my ballot, because that was a fire in me. Like, no way. We're going to make people make a choice at election time to choose to. They have the right to murder. They have the right to kill a child. There's no rights to do that. And right here, a person helping a pregnant individual, we all know who that is. That's the doctor that performs the abortions. Because if you're talking about somebody that's doing illegal abortions inside of a cabin somewhere out in the forest, you just stated that they're not going to get penalized or prosecuted for performing such tasks. I think we're going to read this a little bit more. Now, they do have this full text of the proposal as it appeared on the petition, and it's on www.michigan.gov/SOS. Look it up. You'll find it. I Googled ballot proposal 3, and it came up. So it should come up for you guys too. All right. Let's talk about abortions, because I want people to know how serious of a matter that is. Abortion rights and all of these things they want to promise you guys about our rights. Well, we don't have a right to take anything away that we didn't give, and that's life. We don't have that right. And I am sick and tired of candidates using a woman's reproductive rights to get a vote. I'm a woman, but I also have morals. And my morals and standards come from the Holy Bible. And it says, thou shalt not kill. So I'm not going against that. But I also want to let the people know out there who have had an abortion, you can still say you're pro-life. You know why? Because you can choose not to have any more abortions. It's that simple. This proposal should not have stopped you from picking a good candidate, and it did. It stopped a lot of people. They thought that, we're going to be able to have Roe versus Wade come back miraculously. No, you're not. These proposals are for the next generation. So we have to fight hard to get this out of here too, and we don't want it to take 50 whole years to get rid of it either. I've been looking at these words, and fetal viability would mean the point in pregnancy when the professional judgment of an attending healthcare professional, and based on the particular facts of the case, there is a significant likelihood of the fetus's sustained survival outside the uterus without the application of extraordinary medical measures. The proposal would prohibit the state from discriminating in the protection or enforcement of the fundamental right to reproductive freedom described above. The state also could not penalize, prosecute, or otherwise take adverse action against an individual based on their actual potential, perceived, or alleged pregnancy outcomes, including at least miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion. In addition, the state could not penalize, prosecute, or otherwise take adverse action against someone for aiding or assisting a pregnant individual in exercising their rights to reproductive freedom with their voluntary consent. Now, I'm looking at aiding and assisting, and I'm feeling like Dr. Kevorkian. Do y'all remember Dr. Kevorkian? They called him the deaf doctor. Well, he went to prison for assisting. And what they say? Helping, aiding. Dr. Kevorkian went to prison, guys, for aiding in the death of people who wanted to be put out their misery. They got mad at Dr. Kevorkian for helping them, and now they're sitting up there putting it in the law that, oh, nobody's going to get prosecuted if they help a woman kill her child. Margaret Sanger, shame on you. Shame on you. Let's keep reading, because some people are like, oh, I shouldn't have signed yes for that proposal. Oh my God, why did I do that? Well, don't worry, because when it goes to courts and you want to have something to say, start showing up at those meetings in Lansing and Detroit and anywhere in Michigan to help stop abortions. Do that. The proposal states that the provisions described above would be self-executing. That is, they would not need any legislation to implement them or any other action to become effective. Finally, the proposal states that if any provisions described above are held to be invalid by a court, the provisions not held to be invalid would still remain in effect. Oh my God, this is so tragedy. Whew. Section 14 of the Michigan Penal Code prohibits performing an abortion at any point in a pregnancy, except as necessary to protect the life of the pregnant individual. Performing an abortion includes administering and presumably self-administering a medicine, drug, or substance to cause a miscarriage. This prohibition, first enacted in 1846, was retained when the state's criminal statutes were consolidated in 1931 and has not been amended since. Violation is a felony punishable by imprisonment for up to 4 years or a fine for up to $5,000 or both. If the pregnant individual dies as a result of the abortion, it is considered manslaughter, which is punishable by imprisonment for up to 15 years or a fine up to $7,500 or both. They trying to stop that, guys. They trying to make these doctors be martyrs for abortion. Last I checked, they saying reproductive freedom. I don't believe that any part of the woman's body is saying, kill me, put that blade in there and slaughter my child. They're not doing that. And y'all know that they're not doing that. Murder is a sin. Abortion or anything. They say, oh, I was raped, I qualify for an abortion. Oh, I was molested, I qualify for an abortion. Well, can I tell y'all something? In a regular pregnancy, and I had to let my kids know today, in a normal pregnancy from a woman, like I've said before, a man and a woman's fluids mixed together are not the only thing that makes that woman pregnant. That is God's creation. That's why they say God created the heavens and the earth. So just because your partner slept with you and you got pregnant, that is still not your creation or that man's creation. It's God's creation. So are we going to tell God he did something imperfect when he created us? When he put us in the womb? No, I wouldn't dare tell God that at all. Whew. My heart goes out to those women that's going to make those decisions and regret it. But that is exactly why I'm here, the elephant in the room, to tell you guys. People don't want to bring it up. They don't want to tell y'all the fine print. I do. We're going to take a small break because we have to pay these bills. And then we're going to return back in a moment. Thank you. You are watching Elephant in the Room, show live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Woo! I said that. I think I might need my jacket because I'm feeling cool. Woo! Okay, we are back with Elephant in the Room show. I am your host, Artesia Bomber, and we are talking about ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! Ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! And I'm here to talk about it. We are reading the actual proposal that was put on the ballot. The ballot had it in the summary, not the full description. And a lot of people were hoodwinked and bamboozled because of that proposal. We want to get some calls. We want to see what the callers and the viewers think about this show. The people that's tuning in right now, call me right now, 313-355-6018. That's 313-355-6018. Call in. I want to see what you got to say. That's right. We'll give y'all time. I saw one of my friends on Fadwa. I hope you can call in and ask a question. Let's see. Whew. This proposal says that for the purpose of above provisions, a state interest is compelling only if it is the limited purpose of protecting the health of an individual seeking care, consistent with accepted clinical standards of practice and evidence based on medicine, and does not infringe on that individual's autonomous decision making. Oh my God, I'm just so upset about this. How many of y'all are upset about this proposal on the ballot? Can I hear from you? 313-355-6018. Let's see what we got on here. Ooh, this is so sad. I'm looking at a background on here on this brief, and it says Michigan's law prohibiting abortion. On June 24th, 2022, in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the United States Constitution does not confer the right to abortion. The decision overturned Roe versus Wade, 1973, and Planned Parenthood versus Casey, 1992, which had held, let's read it, that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution protected an individual's due process privacy right to have an abortion prior to fetal viability. How do y'all feel about that? Do we have any callers on here coming in? Oh, brother. Somebody's saying they can't hear me. I hope they can hear me. Okay. Let's read some more, because this is nerve-wracking. How dare they put this on there quickly? And who okayed it? Who okayed this? Yeah. Who okayed this? Additionally, oh God. Okay, look. Let's look at this part right here. Fiscal impact. Ballot Proposal 22-3 would have no direct fiscal impact on the state or local units of government. As described above, the 1931 Michigan statute prohibiting abortion except as necessary to protect the pregnant individual's life is not currently enforced. The statute also would not be enforced if voters were to approve the proposed constitutional amendment. Additionally, the ballot proposal 22-33 does not appear to expressly require the state to assist in paying for decisions relating to pregnancy. Let me just go off the grid here. Now, Planned Parenthood has tried so hard to have this in place to make their Planned Parenthood organization look like they just the bomb and that everything they ask for they're going to get. That's not true, guys. Because number one, if Planned Parenthood cared about you so much, people who want the abortions, why can't they get money together so that when women make a decision to terminate their pregnancy, They can fly those women's out or send them on a bus, train, airplane, whatever you need to do to another local state or another surrounding state to go have that abortion. Y'all not going to do that for them, are you? Because that's going to be too much of y'all millions of dollars coming out y'all little pockets. Y'all pocketing it and making these women feel like y'all care about them. Like I've always said, there's no plan of parenthood if you're planning to terminate your child. Let's be clear about that. That's a lie. Planned Parenthood is a lie, and I want that name. Parenthood took off Planned. I want it to be Planned Abortionhood. That's what I want. Because you're lying to the people. Like I said, there's nothing planned about having a baby in Planned Parenthood. Period. Women, y'all want an abortion? They got a whole lot of states y'all can fly to, drive to, catch a bus to, the train to have it. This is pure Michigan, like I've said before. Let it stay pure. No abortions in Michigan. Be that state. That is great. Whew, this is something else, guys. I know one thing that... Did I bring that paper with me? I wanted to bring this paper with me that had an actual picture of an aborted child, because that's what's wrong with the TV commercials. They're just commercializing off all these kids on these commercials, and I just want y'all to know or ask y'all a question. How do you think these kids are getting on all these commercials? They're living. Their parent is not aborting them. We need more commercials that show graphics of how abortions affect people's lives. Some people bleed to death. They don't want to mention that part. But it's in the proposal now saying if a person dies, the doctor won't be responsible. The doctor won't get charged, and the doctor don't have to pay any fines or go to prison. I'm not having it. Do we have any calls coming in? Well, I know they're chiming in on this live on Elephant in the Room show, but we want you guys to call in right now, 313-355-6018. How do you feel about Proposal 3? How do you feel about abortions? How do you feel about reproductive rights? I'll tell you, my reproductive right says keep your child inside your womb. That's what mine say. I don't know about yours, but keep yours inside the room, in the womb, please. All right. I would like to thank for Deba and Debbie for their chat comments. I would like to thank Fadwa for her chat comments as well. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. I hate it. Nope, not going to use the word hate it because I don't hate. I love all the time. But I dislike when men that's running the world, like President Biden, people who cannot have a baby inside of their belly, should not commercialize and capitalize off abortions. They shouldn't have a thing to say. And every time I look around, I ask a person who's had an abortion, and I say, well, what kind of doctor was it? Was it a man or woman? It's always a man. So that's exactly why men cannot speak on our reproductive rights. Men cannot champion off of it either. All a man can do, make love to his sweetheart and hope that she get pregnant. And the ones that love abortions and paying these women money to have abortions, let's just hope that you don't get them pregnant. Because abortions is not, and I mean this, abortions are not birth control. And people are using abortions as birth control when it can take your own life. Y'all want me to be the elephant in the room and talk about controversy? Well, accept it when it comes. Don't be mad for the truth, because the truth gonna always set a person free. That's how it is. Let's get back in here. I went on YouTube not too long ago because I was wanting to find, women talking about the abortions that they had, and that, this one lady came on and said, if it wasn't for an abortion, I'd have 3 kids instead of 2. And I just can't deal with the 2 that I have. And I'm like, oh my God. Guys, when y'all thinking about getting an abortion, and because you're going to think about it, and girls, should I say, please ask a person who have children, not a person who don't. Because you just might get that answer you're looking for, because some women simply do not want to have children. It's their womb and it's their right. That's the reproductive rights. To get pregnant or not to kill it after it comes into existence. That's not what happens here. But a lot of people are doing that. They are piggybacking off this new proposal that went on there, and they miraculously thinking that Roe versus Wade is back in existence. No, it's not. It's the devil versus Jesus. It's as simple as that. Good versus bad. Bad versus good. Always remember, guys, if you get something bad, it's only for a matter of time before it leaves. Period. So you got all these people trying to geek you up for this year's election. You got Whitmer, Dana Nessel, and Jocelyn Benson doing Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Devils. Because you women are just, going hard for the woman in Michigan, huh? Not. Going hard for the prisoner inmates, too, huh? Not. Y'all champion for abortions when y'all should be champion for wrongfully incarcerated people. Should be champion out here for the wrongfully incarcerated people. But instead, you out here voting on murder, voting on death. Got women like, ooh, I'm voting for Whitmer because she gonna let us have an abortion. Well, it was an announcement made not too long ago. Maybe a couple days ago. And I am so darn happy to be a black voice for this man right here, because when he come, we don't have to worry about things like that, because this man is about life, not death. Biden, I would never vote for you. You're about death. Period. Let's get that clear and straight so everybody can know I'm not voting for any death bills at all whatsoever. In about 3 minutes, we're going to take another station ID break so that we can pay these bills. I might be having a special guest next week on Black Friday. And you know what we're going to call it? Black Healthy Friday. We're going to have some guests on here that's going to tell you how to live good. And guess what? They're not going to say anything about killing your baby. We're going to talk about gut issues, but you don't have to worry about a baby in there being one of them. All it took was a heartbeat. It sealed the deal for me. But there's some ladies out there who think that abortion is their only way. They won't be stuck with burdens. They won't be stuck with problems. That's not true. They're lying to you. You have lots of problems with guilt on your chest. We got a call online. How do we pick up this call? Hello, caller. I can hear you.
Hey, elephant in the room.
Hi, is this Fadwa?
This is Dr. Fadwa. I'm enjoying your radio program, and I wanted to tell you that not only about abortion, but there's long-term abortion to be worried about. The sexualization of our kids with hormones without a parent's consent, teachers wooing them to sign that voluntary consent. And when I was out speaking out against Proposal 3, I made a bet with any woman. I'll give you $100 that you can find me the word woman, female, or mother anywhere in that amendment.
Wow.
And you can't.
Wow. Fadwa, keep on talking to me, lady. That's what you're here for. So how do you feel about this proposal that they slipped on that ballot?
It is an abomination. It is child sacrifice. And like I said, not only do we deal with abortion from in the womb, but now we have long-term abortion. You are abusing these kids over and over and over again. When you tell a little boy he could be a girl without a parent's consent, you have no right in these schools. And your child could be upstairs in their room doing a telehealth appointment with Planned Parenthood, and you can't even stop it if they signed a voluntary consent. What are they going to do about those human trafficking? What are we going to do about foster kids who have no voice for them, making them sign these voluntary consents, and then doing forced abortions, and you can't even screen them to find out they've been human trafficked? This is horrible, horrible, horrible. And hopefully Faith to Action is going to have a lawsuit against this thing, because it is unconstitutional in the sense that we have civil rights to live. They are against the civil rights of even just living, and much more, of course. How are we going to put someone in jail if he's raped you and constantly human trafficking you, forced you into abortion, and you can't go to prison over that?
Mm-hmm. That's what they're trying to make us think, Fawa. Fawa, we're going to take one small break. Don't go anywhere. We want you to right back on. We're going to take a small break to pay these bills, and we'll be right back. Okay. You're watching the Elephant in the Room show live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And we are back, and we are discussing ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my! And we have Fadwa, Dr. Fadwa, on the phone right now, and she's chiming in how she feels about these proposals. Proposal 3, namely. Fadwa, you're still here, right?
Yes.
All right. So, Fawa, talk to us. I want you to go a little bit into details about how the young children are going to be changing their what their body was born with. A man turned into a woman turned into a man, and they're going to be doing this at early ages, at children ages. Chime in.
The goal for them is to sexualize our kids and groom them for pedophilia and molestation. They want them to get used to it. There's porn in the libraries of the elementary schools. They already have sex ed. For crying out loud, I got a school here in my city. I don't want to name where I'm at. I have a school here in my city. It's a high school. This one's high school. They do have elementary schools doing this too, but this is high school where the art class is making dildos, and the ninth graders get to have a dildo, some sort of competition. This is grooming our kids. And then this amendment uses the word individual. There's no age associated with it. Nowhere. It's all individual. There's even words in that amendment that says lactating individual. What's a lactating individual? They use healthcare professional. That could be anybody. Your counselor, your veterinarian, your chiropractor. It could be anybody to do abortions on you, sterilize you, woo you to take this different kinds of hormones. They want our kids cognitively numb. They want them zombified and cognitively numb. This is how you ruin a nation. This is how you ruin a nation. That proposal is an abomination, and I've been able to change people's minds before they went to vote. I said, just read it. It's one page. You tell me if you find the word woman in there. I'll give you $100. And they would look at it and go, what is this? And it's a constitutional amendment. This would go in our Constitution in Michigan.
Yes.
That is unacceptable.
It is. And you know what, Fawa? The last time I checked, I'm happy to be who I am. What about you?
Oh, very happy. I wouldn't change it for the world.
And I try to tell my daughter, she's 14 now, and she thinks that, we can make decisions now, Mom. They're telling us that we can sign our own permission slips. So that I feel like they might take a field trip one day to an abortion clinic. How you feel about that, Fabla?
Let me tell you where that's coming from. That's called United Nations Right of the Child. That is even happening right now in hospitals. And when you go for your checkup for your kid, they'll tell you they'll take the kid to the back room without your permission. You better have a talk with your children. You tell them, I'm in that room with you until you're 18 years old, right?
I love it.
They'll even have my charts. They'll have my charts for your kids. And at about the age of, depending on which health system you go to, 12 to 14, I have to ask my kid for permission to look up their health chart. This is for the United Nations. All right? People need to wake up. This is for the United Nations, and they're trying to implement it here. Canada, at 14, they're considered an adult. But here, you can't even drive. But yet, you can put hormones on yourself without your parental consent. You can't even drive. You don't have a license to drive. You don't have a license to drink alcohol. You don't have a license to vote. But you're smart enough to know that you're a guy versus a girl? Come on.
It's ridiculous, Fawa. And you know what? It's sad in my heart that this is the way they picked the candidate this year. They put something on there to be defiant against God. And they had all those people go out there and they're defiant right along with it, Fadwa.
I agree. Amen. I agree. Every time these whether it's a midterm or a 4-year presidential election, they always put one social topic on that ballot. If it's not marijuana, it's this. If it's not this, it's some other social agenda. And that's what gets everyone to get up. All these young adults, 18 to 24 years old, get up and go vote just that one social agenda, and then they go vote straight ticket Democrat.
We got to stop that fight. We need to have ballot initiatives in place for when we have another good big election. We need to start putting some righteous ballot initiatives on that ballot. Would you think so?
Absolutely, but here's the problem. We have Proposal 2 that passed. So now we're like Cuba. So you don't even have to show your identification to go vote. It's all about the ballots, ballots, ballots. You're going to see ballot boxes everywhere now. And that's where the problem is. We need to try to canvass those names, make sure there aren't dead people in those names, empty houses with those names, and so we can actually get voting, the vote numbers, not the ballot numbers. Now we're all about the ballot here in Michigan. Mm-hmm. So we have to get that, and that's a constitutional amendment too, but that one's going to go for a lawsuit as well because our founders wrote on our federal constitution that it's the legislators that control the process of voting, and Proposal 2 pulled that away from them. You cannot do that. That's against the law. So we're praying that Proposal 2, if we could get Proposal 2 null and void, we have a lot of opportunity to take care of Proposal 3, and we have a lot of opportunity to make sure we get righteous leaders back in government.
I know that's right, Fadwa. Well, I wanted to say, don't hang up because I want to introduce you. I want to save the good news for last, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it now so we can let Fadwa go and see if we got any other callers coming in. But Fadwa is going to come on my show soon, and we're going to be talking about health, not dead babies. Yeah. We're going to talk about things that's going to make your body strong and feeling great and feeling young again. Life over death. That's what we're going to do when we have her on our show. Fadwa, we hope to have you on Black Friday so we can have Black Healthy Friday. What do you feel about that?
I am going to be there. And
I love it. So we're going to thank Fadwa for tuning in today and giving us her 2 cents, which equaled up to a lot. And we're going to get back with her next time. And she might be here for Black Friday. So we don't want to mark it in, edge it in stone because things happen and things come up. But expect the Dr. Fadwa of Applecross Wellness to be in this studio. That's right. And we have other friends who's going to be here as well, maybe chiming in on Zoom. But right now, we're going to thank any callers that's coming in. Do we have any more calls? Hello? Caller? Okay. Well, we're going to keep on talking about this. So, for all of you guys that are tuning in, this is the Elephant in the Room show, and we're talking about ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh, my. Ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh, my. And we're talking about the real deal of an abortion, something that they're not sharing with the people. Let me let y'all know, there's no other word to use, viability or you took something now. No. Abortion is a procedure to end pregnancy. There's no other reason for an abortion but to kill your child, to end the pregnancy, to end life that you did not give. Let's sympathize with rape victims right quick so we can get this understood and clear. I'm a victim of rape. And I gave birth to my child. Not 1, but 2 twins. That's right. So that's why I talk about it so heavily. That's why I can say, oh no, that is just wrong to do. Because guess what? When I was raped, God gave me something ×2 to soothe my pain, to soothe my burden. And I accepted his challenge. So people who out there who think that abortion is just the only thing to do when you don't want to have your pregnancy anymore, think again. Because that is a decision you cannot come back to. You can't. It's not something you can come back to. Once you make it, it can cause grief for the rest of your life. And where are you going to go then? Grief counseling? It's going to be too late. That's why Michigan should have grief counseling centers all across Michigan. And you know what? How dare Whitmer to get these grief counselors all over when you're sitting up there pushing to kill your child? You promoting death, but Republicans are promoting alternatives to death. Grief counseling centers all over Michigan. We need it. Not abortion clinics all over Michigan, like they got liquor stores all over Michigan. We need grief counseling centers, extensive grief counseling centers, so that people can go there and say, hey, I got a place I can go to and discuss, that I want an abortion, or I'm discussing having plans or thinking about it. I got a place to go to before I make my final decision. And in these grief centers, we should have alternatives to, if you want to keep your child, let's help you out financially. Because we're asking you to keep your baby and want you to be pro-life. So we got to do something about it to help out. That's what I believe. What about you? I want to stop right now and I want to read a book. And it's by Maya Angelou and it's called Still I Rise. And the reason why I'm reading this book is because someone close to me and my family was sexually assaulted. And before they were sexually assaulted, they read this book out loud. And they read it with finesse. And they read it with confidence. And after they were sexually assaulted, they put this book down. They put the book down. They haven't touched it since. So I want to be a martyr right now. And I want to read this book like they were reading it. Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides. Just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bald-headed and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? That I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak that's wonderfully clear I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of a slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Thank you, Maya Angelou, for this book. And to my dear family member who was sexually assaulted, you're not alone. And you can rise above this. And even those who voted yes on that proposal 3, you can rise above it all too. You can say, I will not vote on abortions again. I will not vote on death again. I will choose life. No matter who your candidate of choice is. Sometimes your candidate is wrong for bringing such proposals to the ballot. So remember that. You have a right to think decent, to have morals, to be conservative when you cast your vote. We're going to take a small break in a few minutes to pay the bills. But like I said, you guys, Donald Trump is running for office. That's right, I said this is Elephant in the Room show, and I can say it. He's made his announcement that he will be running, and I'm going to tell you right now, I can't wait to be a black voice for Trump. Who's with me? Chime in. All right, let's take a little small break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Elephant in the Room show live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. All right. We're back. All right, it is 15 minutes to the hour. And my show ends in 15 minutes. But we're not going to end it alone. We're going to see if we have any more callers. Do I have any more callers? If so, you're on. Okay, may have been disconnected. But I want to thank also my guests that I had last week, which was Jaleel and Cynthia Haynes, for coming. Thank you. To all my viewers and followers. I need y'all to like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. When I leave here, I'm going out into the world to find more controversy to discuss. We got people out here worrying about what's going to happen. And let me go back to 2030, when Rashida Tlaib said her little young son said the world will end by 2030. But I rebuke that devil in the name of Jesus. Our world is going to survive. And we're going to be the ones who help it. That's right. This elephant in the room not going anywhere no time soon. So y'all might as well make room for me. Move your couch out the way. Move your TV. Make room, because the elephant is the largest animal. So make room for me, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to see if I can pull up something else on here. Oh, by the way, I would like to send a condolences to Janice Winfrey for her husband passing away, Tyrone Winfrey Sr. He's no longer with us. He was a member of the Detroit Public Schools. He loved the children. And we want to remember him and honor him with that he loved the Detroit school system. He helped all those children out. And we don't want him to die alone. We want him to know that we're thinking about him. And we want to hold Janice Winfrey in our prayers right now, because that's a death. And anybody who lose someone, I want to send my condolences to. And all those people who have veterans who've lost their lives this year and around this Thanksgiving time, I would just like to let you know that on behalf of Elephant in the Room show, I send my condolences to you. Now, for all of you who are just tuning in, our show today was about ballots, proposals, and lies. Oh my. About the ballot and the proposal initiative that came on the ballot for the 2022 elections. How they put abortions in there. How they even included the LGBT community on that proposal. They threw it in there, small print. Tonight I am supposed to go and watch Black Panther with the LGBT community. And someone asked me, well, if you're against being LGBTQ, are you going to hang with them? Why are you going to hang out with them? Well, I'll tell you something. I was invited. And guess what? They have a soul. And guess what? I don't discriminate against anybody. Because how can we teach someone and show them the right way if you're going to talk about them and make them upset first? That's not my motto. My motto is to love. And to love hard. So that's why I'm going. Because they have a soul. And sometimes they afraid to ask questions or concerned about it. Are they living right? Or are they doing the right thing? Well, I'm not the one to sit here and judge. The Bible, not written by Artesia Bomber. The Bible's words did not come from Artesia Bomber. They come from God. And God says love everyone. Love your neighbor. Even if your neighbor is LGBT, love them. So, that proposal was a bunch of lies to include things that had nothing to do with abortions. Absolutely nothing to do with abortions. And I do not like a liar. I do not like lies. Everybody know me as Artesia, the truth dropper bomber. That's what they know me as. Artesia, dropping the truth bombs bomber. So guess what? It's my duty to tell you the truth. It's my duty to help you out. It's my duty. I want to thank all of my listeners today, all of my viewers today for tuning in to Elephant in the Room show. You know, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy road to get here, to even know what I was going to be discussing, what type of radio show I wanted. So I said, hey, I'm going to make it a variety show. We're going to talk about a lot. It's not going to just be politics either. It's not going to be just religion. It's not going to be just telling you what I'm against. This show is going to be exciting. And I can't wait to have all of you guys tuning in with me each and every week. And like I said, we got some special guests coming on next week. Oh my God, I can't wait. Fadwa, who chimed in today on those proposal 3, will be in this studio. That's right, she will be right here next to me. An Elephant in the Room show. Talking about a Black Healthy Friday instead of just Black Friday, where they emptying them pockets out. This health will never, ever break your bank. You'll be improved health without breaking the bank. That's right. We can't wait till we have her next week. I want to thank WJZZ Cool TV for hosting Elephant in the Room show. If you want to be a supporter and sponsor of this show, hit us up. 313-355-6018. If you say, you know what, I like Artesia Obama. She talk about all type of things. That's what I like about her. Well, sponsor this show. We'll make sure that your advertising needs are met. All that. And some. Because we like people to tune in. We don't want you to come tuning in after it's off. Although I do want you to come and look at it and review it over and over again. But we want you right in the studio with us. And I want you to know that if you can't make it live in the studio, we have alternatives. Just like we had to that proposal. We got alternatives. We got options. You'll be on Zoom right in this room. That's right. The Elephant in the Room show. I am so happy that we are having these special guests next week to talk about something that is not depressing, something that can make us happy. That's right. If you're just tuning in, I want you to know I'm against abortions, but I do want you guys to have some alternative and options before y'all making a decision like that. And definitely I don't want it to be here in Michigan. This proposal should have never been on the ballot. I'm against it, and I'm sure a lot of other people are against it too. This is something that was snuck in, and I want everybody to see it for what it is. Call a spade a spade. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. Now let's see how these next 2 years and next 4 years going to ride out from the people who pushed the killing of babies. We got 3 Margaret Sangers in office. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Dana Nessel, Attorney General, and Jocelyn Benson, Secretary of State. They might as well say their last name is Sanger because they are promoting the same garbage that Margaret Sanger promoted. Margaret Sanger is a liar. That's what she is. She's a liar. She lied about being raped so that she can have an abortion. And I believe that last week I told people that plead your own case, you know? Plead your own case to the courts. That's how it should be. It should be a single person. That way you can rule out those abortions. Abortions would be too hard to even come by. Let each individual who get pregnant plead their case before a court of law. They can't just have an abortion. Oh, I slept with Johnny and he dark skinned and I think our baby gonna be too dark. I want an abortion. Tell that to a judge. Instead of making this abortions right for everybody, no matter what the circumstance. And wow, is there a limit in this proposal that says you can have up to so many abortions? Or do you want to kill all of our black babies? That's what you want to do? Whitmer? Jocelyn? Because the ballot proposals go through the Secretary of State, guys. Yes, they do. Well, we are coming to an end. I want you guys to tune in next week, Friday, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. Because next Friday is Black Friday, but it's Black Healthy Friday. Because we're going to have the Dr. Fowler from Apple Cross Wellness in the building. Woo! Thank you, guys. My name is Artesia Obama, and I want to welcome y'all. And ask you guys to please like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to Elephant in the Room show with your girl, Artesia Obama. I'm about to look up a little song right now because I want us to go off with my little intro. Y'all know what I'm saying? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. That's right. All right, guys. I thank y'all for coming on this show today. See you next week. Same time, same place. That's right. Elephant in the Room show.